Hello all, and welcome to this video series where we are looking at 3 different solutions to a real-life issue raised by a customer during their movement from Unit4 ERP desktop to web. Lots of customers are going through this transition from desktop to web, so I thought this might be a useful way to show that some issues have multiple solutions. So the issue lies in the difference between the way information is presented in desktop from the way it's presented in web. Specifically, when you're in desktop and you are registering invoices, you might want to register them in the order that they arrived. So if you load invoices on a daily basis and then register them at the end of the week, you'll want to do Mondays first, then Tuesdays, and so on. In desktop, this is easy to do because the Documents for Registration screen has an updated column, which you can sort and then register the invoices in date order. In web, the same screen doesn't have that column, so the problem to be solved is how to make it so that the people processing the invoices in web can see which order the invoices arrived in, so that they know how to register them. The Web Screen Configurator is an Arribatec product that allows you to manipulate certain screens in the web. The technical name for these screens is top-gen screens, but it's essentially any screen whose code, which you can see if you hover over the tab, starts with a T. There are many types of manipulation you can do with this add-in, such as auto-filling fields, validating data, and changing the way that type-ahead information is displayed. One of the more simple things you can do is to create new fields or display fields that already exist but have been hidden. Now, when I say hidden, I don't mean that they've been hidden in Windows options. I mean that they are part of the data set in the background, but they just haven't been included in the screen. The updated column is a good example of this. To start then, we need to figure out where that column exists so that we know how to get to it. A search for the last_update column in the data dictionary revealed that it and the other columns in the Documents for Registration screen exist in the ADS entry data table. If I run a SQL select command in Report Studio, I can see that that table has 155 columns, most of them relating to index data, and right at the end we can see the last update column that we need. So now we know what the column name is, we can use Web Screen Configurator to make that column visible in the relevant screen. The first thing I need to do is ensure that the debugging is activated for the registration of incoming invoices screen, the code of which is TVP002, which you can see when I hover over the tab. I've already entered the parameter to make debugging possible, and so I'll just activate it and save. And you'll see what benefit this provides shortly. I will also open up the relevant attribute value for the incoming invoices screen, which is where we can enter the configuration. Again, you can see the screen code, TVP002, being used to identify the registration of incoming invoices screen. The visibility tab is where I'll be making that change. In the registration of incoming invoices screen then, you can see lots of information at the bottom, which is there because I activated the debug system parameter. And what this gives us is a list of all the field sections, tabs, action buttons in the screen, and also which database tables those fields come from. We need to find the Documents for Registration screen, so I will export that debug information to Excel, run a quick script to highlight tabs and sections, and then finally do a find on the word registration to see what rows contain that word. Now I can see in the list that there is a Doc for Reg section, and you can see next to that the table it's getting its information from is ADS entry data. So this is definitely the one that we need. If I click on that, I can see the description column listed, but all I really need to know is that the section is called Doc for Reg. Now that I have the location and the column name, I can enter that information into the Web Screen Configurator. If I go to the Visibility tab, you can see I've already actually entered a line using the section name Doc for Reg and the field name last_update. And the manipulation I'm making is to show that field. I will activate this line by changing the status to N and return to the registration of incoming invoices screen and refresh it. And if I go into Document for Registration, you can now see that the updated column is visible. I hope this example was useful to anyone with the Web Screen Configurator, or indeed anyone who is interested in what it can do or might be thinking of getting it. I will be creating a series of videos soon to showcase some of its abilities, as they stretch far beyond simply revealing a field from a table. In the next video, I'll be taking what we know about the ADS entry data table and using a custom object to create an information browser report to show the registration documents and that last updated column. See you in the next video, and thanks for watching.